Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 19 of Checkpoint Chat. We're recording this a little bit early because Matty, who's sitting right next to me,
Hi.
is going away for the weekend and leaving me on Saturday. I so look forward to his company on Saturday, and now he's just going away because, he has a fiance and stuff.
Yeah, I'm an adult. This is what adulting's about. You think you're going to chill on a weekend, and what you actually do is you end up going away with the fiance and the in-laws and family friends.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, no, we're going, well, it sounded fun until we got smacked with the weather from winter again.
Yeah, it's
so
pretty
cold.
fucking cold today.
And I think it's cold across the whole country, I presume.
Yeah, apparently it's like this across the entire country, so... Yeah. But this happens every year. People think that winter is over and that we are, straight into summer again, and that's just not the case.
Well, I'm going to the Berg.
The Berg.
and apparently it's going to snow, or it has snowed. I don't know. So it's going to be very, 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 very cold where I'm going.
Yeah, it would not shock me if it starts raining there.
Oh no.
It would be super, super funny.
No, it wouldn't. Why would
it would be funny for me. I'd be here at home on a Saturday and chilling out and knowing that, you abandoned me and now you're neck deep in snow.
I'm going to be, in snow or rain. I'm going to be sitting indoors in my yellow raincoat being sad.
That just sounds like a scene from It.
From It, I'll stay away from the gutters.
Yeah, stay away from the gutters, please.
But it's still, I know it's going to be cold, but I'm excited to be away. I haven't really had leave this year or anything, so nice long weekend. Today's Thursday. I've got tomorrow off, Friday. Mm-hmm. Back at work on Monday.
Oh,
Are you working tomorrow?
No, well, yeah, I'm not taking the day off because, technically I should be working today because this university project doesn't abide by any laws. But yeah, I'll be working tomorrow and hopefully having a bit of a chilled weekend because I've had a very busy week. Just juggling university work and juggling some big reviews, which we'll talk about soon.
Nice.
It's been a week. I got all fancy yesterday because we had graduation photos at university. I find it weird that
wait, you haven't for this year?
Yeah, so they take the photos before you've even passed. So and it's happened before to a friend of mine a few years back. He took the photo and ended up failing a subject at the end of the year and didn't graduate.
But then they just Photoshop him out.
They take Tipex and they
they Tipex him out.
They Tipex over the face.
People who get the photos printed just cut out the head. No, he wasn't there.
To me, it's the strangest thing.
Weird,
I don't understand it, but hey, I got to wear my companion cube tie.
I saw that. What a tie! I'm gonna steal it. So your cupboard's right behind me. I'm gonna rob you.
I love that tie, and I've never had a reason to wear it. So I'm I'm amongst a bunch of engineers. Let me try and differentiate myself a little bit.
Please tell me most of them knew where it was from.
Yeah, a lot of them did, but a lot of them
nerds.
Because the cubes are so small, no one really sees it until they look real close, and someone's like, "Oh, okay, it's a companion cube."
You must be real lonely.
Yeah, you must. I'm wearing a companion cube. My tie is my companion. Yeah.
When Shiny's absent, companion cubes are present. That's what happens.
That's how it works. Yes.
Oh man, but yeah.
No, it's been a week. But it was really cool. Last night I got to chill out. I started watching this series on Netflix called Final Space.
Yeah.
It's like an animation
of space.
Yeah, it's really stupid and funny. There's this green alien thing who's like a planet killer, but he just looks like a floating marshmallow. And he's called Mooncake, and it's really funny.
Oh my gosh, best name.
And then there's a cat who's a bounty hunter, and his name's Avocado.
This is a show clearly targeted at millennials.
It's so good. And the bad guy is this really, really small dude who everyone laughs at because they're like, how are you the main bad guy? You're so tiny. But he's super evil and super powerful. He reminds me of a Sith almost because he can just do shit with his hands. But he's voiced by David Tennant and he's just so perfect.
He's good. What is his name? He is here. Does he have a name?
The bad guy. Yeah. His name's just Lord Commander.
Lord Commander.
What the fuck?
Lord Commander. Fighting against Avocado and Mooncake. Those are the best names.
It's just so funny. yeah, it's great. It's got like 10 episodes on Netflix, so I'm really enjoying it so far. It's stupid, but that's what it is.
Lensk and I have been binging Friends. She's never watched Friends in her life. So
I don't like Friends.
Oh God!
Do you like Friends?
Yeah, I enjoy Friends. It's like popcorn, mindless, just light laughter.
It is kind of a weird look into how different lifestyles were like in the 90s.
Yeah, but it's we genuinely shocked at how surprisingly relevant some of the stuff still is.
Oh, yeah?
Like, they'll make comments like, "Whoa, like that's still relevant today." Like, sorry, nothing comes to mind, but a lot of it is like, "Whoa, like that's not acceptable today." Like, one thing, for example, Phoebe, that like very weird character.
She's like the hippie character.
Yeah. It's well known that like her mom killed herself, in the show, but it's always used for laughter. It's like, yeah, blah, my mom killed herself. And then everyone's like, ha, 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 like hilarious. Like, whoa, that's actually quite a, not like a laughing matter.
Yeah, that's quite a serious thing to laugh
Yeah,
at.
it's like, okay. Like, I get why. It's a sitcom, it's leveraging humor and whatever. But other than that, some of the stuff they say, like, whoa, that's still pretty pertinent today or relevant. So it's just interesting. And because Lenska's never seen it, she's enjoying it, and I've seen it many times over the years, so I don't really have to pay attention, but I still...
How many seasons are there?
10.
10 seasons?
We're nearly done with season 2.
Oh my God. No, I
don't like it. What about How I Met Your Mother, the 2000s?
Yeah, I watched I watched How I Met Your Mother, and it was like turn your brain off and just watch it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what Friends is for me.
I think with Friends, I've never really given it a shot, like watching it in chronological order and whatever. I've always watched bits and pieces, and the bits and pieces are like,
yeah, no, well, there's like a very loose narrative.
Ross is also a shit character. Like Joey's funny and stupid, but Ross is
Chandler's like
garbage.
Got issues, but he's funny, and I don't know. Like, I get why people hate Ross, but I'm like, yeah, but he's still funny. Yeah. Like, he's very needy and very pushy and
very stupid.
He's a dinosaur man.
Well, is he an archaeologist or a curator of a museum?
No, he's a what is the term for someone who studies like bones and shit? No, I know exactly what it is, but now the words escape me.
I have no idea.
Somethingologist?
Paleologist? Boneologist?
Oh God, I'm gonna look it up. I can't remember. I've gone blank now. But yeah, that's what we've been watching.
So while you look up what a boneologist is.
Boneologist.
This is episode 19 of Checkpoint Chat.
Oh.
If you want to get hold of us, you can slide into our DMs on Twitter at Checkpoint Chat. You can also just send us messages directly on Twitter if you want to pop up on our feed. That's also cool.
No.
You can email us on checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. And we have a Facebook page now. Or is it live? Is it not live? I forgot.
Live. No, it should be live.
Okay.
If you want to find it on Facebook, you literally plug in at Checkpoint Chat in your search bar, and it should be the first thing that pops up. That we got the name. Yes, no one else has it. unlike the Gmail account, which someone has.
Someone had that Gmail account. Fucking awesome.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we have a Facebook page. We are going to flesh it out a little bit more. We just wanted to have a Facebook page, and Matty obliged to my my whims.
I literally created it, put a blurb, and was like, here you go.
Yeah, there you go.
My work is
Job done.
But yeah, we'll flesh it out more. And
you can follow us there. We'll obviously allow people to put questions there as well, if that's more useful. I don't know. I don't use Facebook as nearly as much as Twitter, so I'm out of that loop.
That's fine. I'll put the same tweet I put out. I'll just plug on Facebook. Feel free to comment if you have any questions, or I think I have enabled it that you can message us on Facebook as well if you want to start into our DMs over there.
You're going to share memes on Facebook.
Oh man, I should get the little community going.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where you can grab us. So let's talk about some games.
But wait, Ross is a paleontologist.
Paleontologist.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought it was something. I was like, oh, it's so obvious. I know it. I watched Jurassic Park. I know what they do. But
Paleontology.
That's it. So yeah, let's talk games though. What have you been playing?
So
tell us all of the things.
At time of recording, this is Thursday, and the embargo for this game lifts later today. So since this is only going up on Monday, when you're
talk all about it.
Listening to it now, I guess I can talk about We Happy Few. I have no idea if my review on GameSpot will be published by now, because I'm not in charge of that. Like, I send a draft and then it goes up whenever.
Whenever.
Yeah. But I guess I can talk about it. If you're listening to this on Monday and you, by chance, decided to pick this game up on Friday, I'm very sorry because this game's bad.
Man,
This
bad.
game is really
Should it be called
bad.
We Sad for you?
It's
We Bad for you?
We Bad.
Oh, man.
So it's hard to figure out where to start talking about this game. Maybe, what do you know about this game?
That it's been around for like my first touch point with the game, or the first time it was brought to my attention, I think was about 2 years ago when you did a preview article for Critical Hit.
Okay.
Where you played like some really early
I
build.
played, that was when it launched on Xbox Early Access.
Yeah, so I knew then, I think your impressions were like, it's intriguing, it's a cool setting, very like Bioshocky, where like things aren't quite what they seem, there's like something weird going on. Even like aesthetically, it sort of reminds me to
yeah, it's got a very Bioshock feel. Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just like, okay, I know there's this game, but over the years, I don't know, it just never came out. So now it's finally coming out. And that's
when it was in early access, We Happy Few was a very different game. It was a more survival-focused roguelike almost. So you played as one of 3 characters, and you just had to like survive in this world and take on increasingly challenging like side quests, but it was a roguelike. Like you died.
Yeah.
And it didn't really have a lot of story attached to it. And I was just like, okay, this is an early access game. The game has changed completely since then. It is no longer a sandbox roguelike adventure, although there will be a mode that allows for that. The crux of the game is now a narrative focused adventure that will see you take control of 3 different characters and, kind of flesh out their personal stories within this town called Wellington Wells. And
sounds like a place in Fortnite.
Yeah, it does. Sandy Shores, Wellington Wells. Man. Retail Row. So basically the premise of this is that the Germans won Second World War, and they've done some fucking terrible shit to the people in England. And there's this town where they are using this experimental drug called Joy. And all that Joy does is kind of make people forget about all the terrible things that happened years prior and get them happy. And this city is kind of opposed to anyone who doesn't take this drug. They call them downers. And they kind of like kick them out of the town into these dilapidated and decrepit cities, where there's like hardly any food and hardly any shelter. And, if they try and enter the city, these Westrels, they call them, they literally just kill them.
Oh, Jesus.
There's no quarter. There's no like, you are making me depressed. Everyone just pulls out a shovel from their back pocket and just fucking goes to town. Yeah. So it's interesting. That sort of setup is very interesting because it's like this, you'll run across people on the street who throw out lines like happiness is a choice. And, there's a lot to be said about this theme of using drugs to forget past atrocities and, not confronting terrible memories and stuff like that. And, that's fascinating. That's cool. The game never really capitalizes on that at all because it kind of never decides what it wants to be. Your first character, Arthur Hastings, is like...
Arthur Hastings?
Arthur Hastings. He's like this really goofy character who's just trying to get out of Wellington Wells to find his brother. But like his tone is never really serious and he cracks jokes at the weirdest things. But then like he'll have flashbacks and encounter events during the game that are very serious and very like, emotionally charged. And you have this toss up between tone, which doesn't really make sense. So that's strange. And And then on top of that, the most interesting parts of the story aren't the parts that you experience a lot. Like most of the stuff I was intrigued by were the flashbacks, like finding out what happened in the years prior to the city being established. What happened during the war? How did the Germans win? What did they do? And that is so sparsely handed out that like when you do get a bit more information about it, it's intriguing, but it's just there's not enough.
Yeah.
And the story of Arthur like remembering things about his brother and trying to make his way out of Wellington Wells is just boring and rote and very one note essentially. The gameplay itself it's got these survival elements, so you've got to manage things like hunger and thirst, and you've got to watch like certain areas will have security barriers that check your level of joy. So sometimes you'll need to pop a pill to kind of like get past these security barriers. But you also got to worry about like when your joy meter runs out, then you go into withdrawal. So people suddenly are more suspicious of you. And if you take too much joy, like you have this meter where if you take too much in a short space of time, you'll suffer like a memory loss episode and stuff like that. So it's all these meters that you have to manage, but the game never really pushes you into a scenario where you really have to worry about any of that stuff.
Okay.
Like food and water were so abundant that I was never ever worried about those meters. The joy stuff, it was very easy to just pop a pill and then hide until the withdrawal was gone. So I never felt in danger.
Yeah.
When you're in the cities, you can't do things like sprinting or jumping or do anything kind of suspicious because people get suspicious and mad at you. And when they do get mad at you, like everyone suddenly wants to murder you, which is so stupid because like it's like an on-off switch. It's either like everyone's chilled with you or the entire city wants to murder you. And the only way you can get away from them is like running around a corner, breaking line of sight, and sitting on a bench and pretending like you're part of, and then they just kind of leave you alone. They like have no memory of you. They aren't suspicious. Like it literally is the stealth in this game is so binary. It's like they see you or they don't see you.
That man is running, kill him.
Yeah, exactly. It's so stupid. And like a lot of the character upgrades that you get, because you get like upgrade points after completing missions.
I know, it's RPG-esque.
Yeah, RPG-esque. Like most of the upgrades there are just to take away some of these systems that the game imposes on you at the beginning. So like there was one for an alternative character called Sally where it's like eating rotten food doesn't make you sick. Because it's like, okay, cool. Now I don't have to find fresh food. Or there was an upgrade shared between all the characters where it said NPCs no longer take note of your suspicious behavior. So I could sprint during rounds, I could run and jump, I could do whatever. If you're in a town at night, there's like a curfew imposed, so the guards hunt for you. There's an upgrade to remove that.
Oh, wow.
Like they don't take notice of you at night. It's like, so you're giving me all these systems, but then your upgrades are just like, hey, we realize these systems are annoying to kind of
deal with. So
take them these away. Upgrades are just like destroying the game. And also there's like something I have to mention about the nighttime because it's really dumb. Like the guards, if they see you, will straight up just start attacking you.
Yeah.
But the way stealth works in this game is either you hide in like bushes if you're out of the city in the wild, or in the city you kind of blend in by sitting on benches. If you're out at night and there's a guard patrolling, you can sit on a bench and he will not give a shit about you.
Oh my word.
Even though you are out at night, you become invisible. So you can sit on a bench, let him walk past you, get off the bench and walk. But if you're walking, then he suddenly wants to kill you.
He's like, how dare you? Sit down.
And I'm just like, pick. Like, if you're going to make this rule about you can't be out at night,
stick to it.
You can't tell me that the stealth mechanic works. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, thank God it works because moving around at night is a pain.
Difficult.
It's so much of a pain that before I got the upgrade where they didn't give a shit about me, I just slept through the night. Like, I just made sure I fast traveled to a shelter point. I slept and I carried on because I was just like, there is no incentive for me to try and survive at night.
Stuff yet now.
There's no like, I get better loot or there's only certain loot that appears at night. Like there's no incentive for me to be out.
Except those benches, man.
Yeah, except sitting on a bench. Like Yeah. So the game kind of like, there's nothing interesting to do in the game. All of the missions are just like, you go somewhere, especially in Arthur's story, he would be like, I need to get a pass to get from this city to this city. So he goes to someone who he thinks can help him. That person's like, yeah, sure, I can help you, but you need to do something for me. So I have to walk somewhere else, pick up something usually that involves no like combat encounter or stealth encounter. I'm just walking somewhere, picking something up, walking back, getting something. Then it's like, oh, I actually need something else. So I need to walk somewhere else. It's just fetch quests, like, and fetch quests with no gameplay in the middle. You know, a lot of the time I'm in these cities, so all I'm doing is walking because I can't sprint.
Yeah.
And there's nothing dangerous about these cities if I just conform to walking. You know, maybe once in a while I'll come across a barrier where I have to pop a pill of joy to get around, or, you know, I just see this barrier, and because these cities are somewhat procedurally generated, I go, okay, cool, I'm just going to walk right, and then there's nothing there preventing me from going. So there's like, there's no incentive to do anything in this game. It really bugs me. Like, there really is no reason to do side quests because all you get is loot, but there's so many things to pick up that are strewn around. Like, half the time I'm just trying to make sure my guy isn't carrying too much weight. Because, you know, you pick up like bobby pins and resources and stuff that you can craft into lockpicks and all manners of weapons and gadgets that you never have to use because you're never in combat. Like, half the time you're not in combat. And even when you are in combat, I just found that I stuck to like one or two weapons and I'd pretty much survive. Like, it's all melee combat, so you like hit or you block. And like, if you run out of stamina, you can't hit anymore.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to just do like, hit the guy once or twice, block, he hits, hit the guy once or twice, like just rinse and repeat. No enemies really
There's no
test you.
differentiation. Or...
And all the enemies you face from the beginning are the same enemies you face at the end. So you have all these upgrades that you get, like, oh, you do more damage, or you can block and parry and whatever, but like, because the enemies don't change, like, there's no point in really learning.
So the game just becomes easier and easier.
Yeah, it just becomes it becomes easier because it starts stripping away all the things that you need to worry about. That, and then, you know, you can always get around by stealth. The stealth, like I said, is just super binary. The AI is really bad. You'll throw a bottle somewhere and they will go and investigate it, and they'll look at it for like a certain, you know, a set amount of time. So you can pretty much break their paths. But even when they hear something, like, they'll just return to their same path or return to their post. And if they see you, and you alert them completely, you're fighting them. There's no escaping. But sometimes you can walk past them in the most obvious ways and they will not react to you. And they won't be like, oh, I saw something there, I'm going to investigate it. They'll carry on walking. Like, it just feels so old and dated. Like, it's just bad. And the stealth is so limited that it's really easy to see how to get past enemies. Like, their set paths are so obviously set up that you can see your path around them before you even have to really think about it. So it just feels unrewarding. And near the end of the game, I just gave up on stealth because I was just finding it so boring.
Yeah.
And I just, like, I didn't give a shit about anyone. So I just ran and started beating people up. Like, there was this one room near the end where there must have been like 20 enemies, and I just fucking killed all of them. I don't give a shit. Like, and the combat's so one note and boring that I had this stun button that took like very little durability damage, so I had it for like half of my playthrough.
Oh wow.
And it was pretty useful because it just stunned enemies when I hit them. And like, I had this whole list of crafting materials to craft these intricate weapons, like a bat with nails, or like a cricket bat with padding, so I didn't kill people, I only knocked them out. But like, the difference between killing and knocking out never really makes a difference. And then on top of it, I just had this one weapon that seemed to be doing the job. Like, why did I need anything else? Like,
What year is this game set in? Just as a matter of interest.
1950 something.
I guess it's just like a few years after, like a decade.
Yeah, it's got a really good look to it. Like, the whole idea of this drug-fueled future is really interesting. But like, there's like 3 main cities and they all look the same.
Oh, no.
I never knew when I was in one as opposed to the other because they look identical. The only time the game started giving me some visual diversity was near the end. I got to this big city called the Parade, and that looked different from everything else for some reason. But there's this massive map where each city just looks like it's built from the same prefab blocks, and there's like 4 types of NPCs.
Yeah,
I've got this screenshot that I took where I was on a corner and there's like a granny like NPC.
Yeah.
There must have been 8 of them on the same corner. And like 6 of them all were wearing the exact same dress, the exact same color, and 2 of them had a different color. It's fucking atrocious.
It's sisters, man. How dare you?
It's so bad. It's just so transparent in the way the cities are built. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's living because they're all just walking around with no purpose. There's only a handful of buildings you can actually enter. So half the time you're just like, you're taking a mission from somewhere, you're walking through these streets when nothing seems real or nothing seems interactable. So you're just walking from waypoint to waypoint. And the only time the game really reacts to you is if like you decide to break the rules.
Yeah.
Like it's just nothing. There's no fun systems to mess around with. There's nothing to incentivize you to break the rules because it's like, well, if I break the rules, everyone's just going to want to kill
Murder
me.
you.
So I'll just walk instead of
murder
sprint. Or I'll get the upgrade that lets me just, them just ignore me and just like, then I'll just pretend that none of this actually matters because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on top of that, like the first playthrough for the first character took me 16 hours. It's 16 hours of this shit.
Oh my gosh. You only 2 more to go.
And like the new characters give you some difference. Like I'm playing as Sally now, and she, unlike Arthur, she dies much quicker in combat, and she can't craft weapons, so she depends on crafting like chemicals that knock people out with stuff like that. So it's an interesting difference, but not enough to make because like she shares some of the same upgrades. Like I rushed to get the upgrade where I could sprint in town because just walking from one place to another was just boring me to tears. And like the gameplay is the same. It's like, oh, I need to build this. So I need to go out to the wild here to pick up this resource. Then I need to speak to this guy to get this resource. Like it's just fetch quests.
Yeah.
And it's just fetch quests where there's no, like you could say a lot of games are just fetch quests. If you look at the original BioShock, it's a fetch quest.
Yeah.
Like everything is a fetch quest, but you're faced with interesting combat encounters in between going from waypoint to waypoint. Here, there's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, in BioShock, not only that, you go from waypoint to waypoint, but Rapture looks aesthetically the same, like we'll say, but there's very different areas. You're exploring different parts of the city, and you meet different characters along the way. You find audiobooks, and like that game, I mean, I haven't played WebP, so I can't compare, but I know in BioShock, there's a lot of like environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
So it makes it interesting, even though it is like one giant fetch quest when you boil it down to that. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff in between, and you're learning about the city, even though it's not so like someone's telling you, well, okay, an audiobook might tell you like, this is what Rapture is, but you'll walk into an area and be like, oh, like here's, I don't know, like an area that people used to live in, and whoa, like look at that body over there and this and that. Like there's a lot of little detail. But what you've told me about WeApp, you feel like it's procedurally generated, but badly.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's just like BioShock is so interesting because each of its areas are distinct. Like I can tell you now about the splicer at the beginning who is obsessed with like body perfection and is performing weird
like the mini bosses.
Yeah, you can remember each of them. Like in the second area, you go to Fontaine's Fisheries, and in the third, you meet that artist who is like completely crazy, and he's focused on getting pictures of weird, grotesque like deaths. Like those are storytelling points that break up the monotony.
Yeah.
Like We Happy Few does not have one distinct character that I remember, aside from the 3 main cast members and the dude, the Uncle Jack that is on all those like promotional videos, and you constantly hear him. Like all the characters you meet, some of them have names. A lot of them you don't remember because they just look like the same NPC prefabs that you see walking around the city.
The granny I saw.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, you're the same dude, but you got brown hair now. Like, and then they give them a name and they try and tie them into the story, and it's just like boring. Like at the end of Arthur's story, you start drilling down into this conspiracy that the people developing this joy pill, like there's bad batches. and they are intentionally like lobotomizing people's brains by giving them bad drugs. And you get names attached to scientists that seem to be doing this on purpose, but they never really impose themselves as a threat, or you never really, deal with them in a meaningful way. So it's just like, I got to the end and I don't remember a single character's name.
Yeah.
Like, and I played this game for 16 hours.
You're like, what?
Like, and you pick up all these scraps of stories that you get added to your journal, and some of them are interesting where, you're reading about past events. But like I said, the only interesting bits that stand out is like, I want to know more about what the Germans did and what led to this experimental drug being used in this section of England.
Yeah.
I want to know more about that. But a lot of it is just like, oh, this person's off their joy, and oh, I came off my joy and I thought I was eating cake, but I was eating a rat or some shit like that. Like, after a while, the environmental storytelling just kind of runs out of ideas. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's sad.
We Happy Few is a bad game. And it makes me sad because, like, it feels like I can see all these ideas that Compulsion Games has. I just feel like they came up with this brilliant idea for the setting, this drug-fueled society where everyone had to be happy, but couldn't figure out how to put a game inside there. Because the setting is great, the premise is interesting, the game itself is just bad. Yeah.
Well, that's sad.
And that's disappointing because, like, this is their second game, and their first game, I think it was called Contrast, was also not that great.
Oh, yeah?
So, like, I have to wonder what Microsoft saw in purchasing them. Like, I don't know, maybe freed a little bit from the worries of financial burden, they'll create something, because they've got good ideas. They just need someone to like steer their game design a bit better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. This game's $60. I 100% do not recommend you purchase it for that. If you're really intrigued, wait for a sale. But I don't see you getting more than a handful of hours out of this and then looking at it and being like, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, and it's not enticing, it's not entertaining, it's bad.
Do you know if it'll be on Game Pass?
No. So
Xbox,
this is being published by Gearbox.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a Microsoft product yet. Yeah. So
damn.
It's on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Also, on PC, the performance is fucking bad.
Are you playing on PC?
Yeah, I'm playing on PC, and I'm playing it on a 1080 Ti, and this thing routinely locks up to like 1 frame.
Oh my word.
And will always... I cannot get it locked to 60. I turn down the settings. Like, I'm turning down the settings. Like, this game doesn't look that good.
Yeah. So it's like lacking optimization.
Yeah,
like,
and
seriously.
like, if you turn off VSync, the screen tearing is unbelievable. It is like, normally I don't notice screen tearing, but now you just move your camera and it's like, nope, like half the screen is like, no. So it just runs poorly, and it doesn't look that great. No. Like, compared to games that you're used to playing now, it just looks bland and boring.
It sounds, from what the way you've explained it sounds like it's a game from like 10 years ago, let's say.
If this game came out 5 years ago, fine.
Yeah.
Even then, like, its systems would have been like...
but I mean, I think of games like that where, well, games from yesteryear where it's like, here's this huge open world, but like you can see copy-paste NPCs and that sort of thing. Which is a pity, because today, like, I think as gamers we expect like more. Which
100%.
is fun. I mean, games have evolved. You can't now have a game where you walk down the street, you have 8 grannies on a street corner. Like, it doesn't work.
It's so easy to see where like there were concessions made. Like the fact that there's like all these cities look the same, and then they name like the outskirts of the cities as like, this is the Garden District, and this is the I don't even remember the other district, and like visually they just look the same.
Yeah.
And like, maybe okay, cool, maybe the people that populate it will be slightly different, but like I can't tell you which district I'm in. If I had to boot up the game now and you'd be like, what city is this? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea.
It's Sally's district.
Yeah, I don't know how this district is different to this district, like, because it isn't. Like, visually, it is not different at all. And there's no visual markers within each city that make them distinct, or like, oh yeah, I'm in this place because this garden is here or whatever. Like, they just blend together into one uninteresting blob. You know?
Well, that's
So,
sad. So
yeah.
we happy fuse or we happy no?
We happy no. We
Nope.
happy sad.
Oh,
We sad fuse.
You're such a downer.
Yeah, I'm such a downer.
That whole section was a downer. Have some more joy in your
Yeah.
just pop some joy.
It's real depressing, but yeah, there's so many great games coming out that this just it doesn't warrant your attention.
Well, shit. So if you're listening to this on the Monday and you've pre-ordered,
Yeah, I'm real sorry for you. Maybe you're enjoying it, like games, opinions, whatever.
Yeah.
Like maybe people dig it.
all the people who loved Rust are going to love this game.
I can't wait to stop playing this game. Like that's how I feel. Like, and it sounds horrible, and I don't want to make people put a lot of work into games and whatever, and this is more disappointing than angry. But like, if I wasn't playing this for review, I would have stopped more than 10 hours ago.
But this is to tie into the one question we had a few weeks ago about what's the one thing that people don't know about your job, although they take for granted. This is a perfect example of people like, yeah, but you play games for a living. You just sit and play games all day and it's great. It's like, yeah, but then you forget about the bad games. So like, think about Alessandro playing this game for 16 hours now.
Well, I'm now on 20 hours.
And
about 4 hours ago, I thought I was at the end, and it was just like, cool, you finished Act 1, here's Act 2. And I was like, oh, fuck.
And he's not going to write the review until he's done with the game.
No, I can't. I don't feel comfortable. I can't criticize the game like I am now, and in the back of my mind think maybe there's something that redeems it. Even though 99% sure there won't be, because like there is no game on earth that I've ever played where it's like I hate 90% of this and the 10% at the end redeems it. Like, but I can't, confidently say that there isn't, so I have to finish it. Yeah.
And we'll check in on you next week and be like,
yeah,
if you're still alive.
What have you been playing?
Pop some joy on before the show so we can get some happy thoughts from you.
You've been playing something better this week.
Yeah, so after finishing Platinum in God of War, there's only one game that I could follow that with, and that was Horizon Zero Dawn, which I told you guys I picked up last week. A game I've been dying to pick up. I just never got around to it. But it was just a happy coincidence that I finished God of War and there's a PlayStation sale, and Horizon Zero Dawn was the full edition was $400. So base game and and DLC. I've played it for about 3-4 hours ish, I would say. So just done the opening area where Aloy is just a little girl growing up. Aloy. And I think I've just about finished the opening area. What is it? There's something happening at the beginning of the game where Rost is like, you're going to do this event so that the tribe can accept you. I just can't remember what it's called now. Is it the Reckoning or something? The Awakening or something like that? I
can't remember the name because I played this game.
The name escapes me
so long ago. But yeah, it's like an initiation trial.
Yeah. So I'm on my way to doing that, but I've just done the opening area, and the game's really, really good. Opening.
So it hasn't really opened up for you.
No, I'm still like
it's still like tutorial.
Yeah, I've done like the opening side quests, and I'm like only really just started the main quest now.
How weird does Aloy look as a child? It freaked me out a little bit.
There's something. It's like her head's a bit too big or something. It's like proportionally, there's something. It's just a bit off there.
Yeah. She looks fun as an adult.
Yeah, but other than that, that game is like beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Any cutscene when they're like, I love how they focus on the character and then everything else behind is like blurred.
Oh yeah, there's a good
just
depth of field effect.
It looks really, really good. I'm still learning the game, running around, but I'm quite happy at how easy it is to pick up. Like I don't know if that's just me being someone who's played a lot of RPGs, but I find like when I play, let's say The Witcher, whenever you're starting a game like that, it's like, I don't know what this resource does. I don't know how to navigate the menus. There's just too much going on.
It's a bit too dense, yeah.
Whereas, okay, maybe that's still going to happen in Horizon Zero Dawn, but the first 3 hours, like I open my menu, there's the questing. It's like, here's your main quest. Here are your side quests. What do you want to track? Here's exactly where it is on the map. It's like very straightforward. It's like, oh, okay, you killed this machine. Here's a mod for your weapon. Yeah. And it's very easy. I'm like, oh, I picked up a mod. I know exactly how to equip it. Like I don't need to like bash my head against the wall. Like, how does this game work? Really enjoying it so far. I'm very excited to play more. Especially you saying, like, I look at the map, I zoom out,
Oh yeah, it's
and I'm
huge.
like, oh my God, like I'm
It's
only in the
huge.
bottom right corner and I've already played 3 hours and I've done like nothing
Yeah.
actually.
Actually, it's interesting because like I find the opening of that game a bit slow because
Yeah.
like to me the least interesting part of Horizon Zero Dawn is its tribal politics
Yeah.
because I just didn't click with that. But like soon you'll be let out into the world and just moving around that world and interacting with all the enemies that you get to fight is just so fun. Like it escalates in a way that's so cool. Like you'll come across enemies that will just give you a hard time. Like the game is hard from the outset when you have a limited number of weapons and gadgets and stuff like that. And it just feels so rewarding to come back to them later on and just completely cream
Destroy
through them.
them, yeah.
It's really, really interesting. And to me, the combat is the star of that game. It's just really versatile, and there's so many options open to you to kind of experiment with. And the enemies themselves force you to experiment.
Yeah.
Like there was no one strategy that worked for all of them, I found. So it's super good. It's a really good game. And you know, if God of War hadn't come out, that would be the best looking game on the console.
That still is. I touched on it last week, and I agree. Yeah, God of War is better looking.
Oh yeah.
Like there's just a realism to God of War. Like I don't know, it's like looking at a photo whenever you pause the game. But Horizon Zero Dawn is very pretty. Like the colors just pop, and I mean.
There's so much good color.
The number of times I've paused that game, like, photo mode. And I just sit there and I'm like, let me just get this angle and do this and this. And you can just sit there and have fun with that, you know.
It's especially the robot designs. I love them, like absolutely adore them. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, they're too heavy into that Transformers style of over-engineered. And I don't agree with that, but I think the way they embody so many different types of different light sources, like what are the raptor looking ones called?
Are they not striders? It's like the first enemy.
Yeah.
Those early.
Jeez, I've forgotten. But the way, like at night when you see them, like when they are walking around, their like eye thing is yellow, and if they detect you, it turns this like dark red, and like it just looks so good.
Well, yeah, I thought, so when you come out of the starting area, you fight like your first big machine. I don't know what it was called.
The Thunderjaw you only see later. It's the
it's like your first mini boss.
Yeah. It's the one that shoots like fire.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, it's weak to fire.
It's weak to fire.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know which one you're talking about though.
But you fight that thing at night, and I was busy saying to my one colleague at work how I get so lost in the photo mode where I could have killed the machine. I was like, cool, like it's got like a pip of health. Like I'm not going to. I'm gonna get it to pose so I can get the perfect photo to the point where I nearly died.
You're like a wildlife photographer. I'll get as close to this line as I can.
I'm like, okay, I need to like. You look at the night sky, like, okay, the moon's there. I want to frame that this way. I'm going to get the creature to run this way, and I'm going to pause it at this moment. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It is certainly it's such a great game.
Yeah. So I know I've only, 3 hours in like a 30, 40 hour game. So it's really early days, and I know there are a ton more weapons coming, and it's like there are RPG elements there. I don't know how heavy it leans into the RPG.
Oh, very heavy.
Very heavily.
Yeah, it is. To me, it feels more of an RPG than it does an open world game.
Oh, okay.
Like it leans
that's fine,
hard into that.
I mean, when you start the game, you've got your skill tree. You can already choose 3 skills. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then, I've very lightly dabbled in, like, I've picked up this mod which does 10% corruption damage, whatever the hell it is.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
Yeah, because there's all sorts of types of damage. Yeah,
there's different elements and this and that. See, I'm very excited.
Yeah, and enemies all take different types of damage. So it's like, it's fun. It's a great game. And then the DLC that comes with it is really good as well. It introduces some really, really hard enemies and some new items. And just the area is visually different. Like, you'll see as you progress through the game, like how visually varied the entire map is. Like, it goes from dense forest to like desert and stuff, and it's beautiful. So yeah, it's cool. It reminds me a lot of a Zelda in that regard, because you'll have like a central point, and like you'll walk a little bit. You're like, wow, what the fuck? I'm in a desert. Like, oh, okay. Oh, I'm in an underwater city.
Yeah, Zelda did that very well there as well. Because though that map is big, you think logically it doesn't make sense to have a desert and like a snow area.
But it just kind of like
yeah, but
like
it like
there.
fits. Yeah, you
Yeah.
walk, you're like, oh, of course this is a desert area. I mean, like it makes sense.
I'm
but not
interested
really.
to know, like, eventually as you get deeper into this game, how it feels after playing Zelda. Because I played this before I played Zelda, and Jeff did the opposite, and he struggled with Horizon after the freedom he found in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I think I will hit that. I mean, playing this week already, it's like, well, I need to. There's my marker, like pointing over there, whatever. But there's this mountain in the way. So like you spend some time. Well, I spent some time like jumping, trying to run up the side, jump up rocks, like glitch through the game, and it's like, nope, you just slide down. Like, okay, I suppose I'll go around it. You know?
Yeah, and in Breath of the Wild,
you're just like, well, I'm just gonna climb over it. Like, why the hell wouldn't I?
I think being so far removed from it would probably help you. I think if you played Zelda and then immediately this, you would be like, oh shit, I miss a lot of these mechanics, you know?
I mean, and I played Zelda a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I speak rubbish. About a year ago.
No, I think you're far enough removed to like see it for what it is and be like, okay, it's this type of game, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I adored Horizon. I know a lot of people say that it's a best hits of a lot of open world ideas, but I think that Guerrilla executes on those ideas so well that it just feels good. And the overall story, when you start learning about the world and why it is what it is super fascinating.
Yeah, where I am now, just like, oh, Shan Aloy, she's...
Yeah, it's the tribal stuff that I
do
find
not
so
speak
boring.
to her, she's an outcast.
Oh god, yeah.
The tribal law is pretty strict though, man. Like
It's incredibly strict.
I've done some side quests where it's like, yeah, that dude was outcast for 10 years. I'm like, whoa.
What's the tribe? She's in the Nora, isn't it? Or something
I don't know.
like that.
I'm still learning the names, and I know the dude who looks after her, Rust. He's like
Rust
been
is
outcast.
so cool.
Yeah, but he's been outcast forever. We don't know why. And I'm hoping we learn along the way, but don't tell me. I'll learn.
Aloy is good. Her voice acting's really good. It's a good story. You'll meet some really interesting characters, and I'm excited for you to let me know of your journeys in this world.
I'm keen. Yeah, and I think I picked it. I mean, I'm on such a streak at the moment where, like, I don't know when's the last time I played a bad game.
Oh yeah, you're choosing a lot of good games.
I think I'm like, okay, I've finished this good game. Because it takes so long to play games, or play them so long after the fact. I'm like, well, I'm just going to play this, and I know Horizon Zero Dawn's probably one of the ideal things to play after God of War, which I'm like, I don't know what's going to top that, but I don't need anything to top it. I just want something to be really good.
But I think that's what helps with your method of like hindsight. Like, you are playing games slightly after their release, so you get a good idea of what to prioritize and what to maybe visit later or never visit. So that's why you're going from like God of War to Horizon, and
try and have a sprinkle of Hollow Knight in between.
Yeah, Jesus. Speaking of Hollow Knight and Metroidvanias, I briefly played Dead Cells this week.
Nice.
If you don't know what Dead Cells is, it's the game everyone is talking about this week. It's a procedurally generated Metroidvania roguelike.
Oh my gosh.
But it is
all of the genre.
it is one of those rare cases where all of those genres are done so super well. So roguelike, it's all run based, so you're trying to get as far as you can without dying. But every time you spawn again, you have the ability to spend cells on permanent upgrades. So like the permanent upgrades I have now affect my overall health and some of the damage outputs I'm able to do, and also unlocking certain weapons, because you'll find randomized weapons through your runs and find different combinations. But the big thing to me that stood out with this game is just how good the combat feels. Like it's fast and frenetic, but it's also very purposeful. Like, enemies will attack you. You have to time dodges really well. You have to think about how you're comboing weapons. Like, my favorite combo yesterday, I had a frost spell, so I could freeze enemies in place. And then in my alternate slot, I had this heavy hammer, so I'd freeze them and take like two hits and smack them. Yeah, so that was really fun. But all the enemies have different traits, and it keeps combat feeling fresh while you're running through this world. I feel like I need to go through it a bit slower because I'm dying really quickly, because I think I'm just taking damage where I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of neat exploration around because the levels keep shifting. Like, it's good to poke into each corner, but it's not as intense as like Hollow Knight, I don't feel.
Yeah.
I feel combat is more emphasized here more than exploration.
Yeah.
Whereas in Hollow Knight, like you want to seek out everything and you get lost.
And you get so lost in that game. There's just so much to see.
I'm not finding that in Dead Souls at all, but the movement in the game just feels so purposeful and good, and the combat feels really good. I haven't reached the first boss yet, but I've heard the boss battles are incredibly great. But I just like the loop. Like I like getting to a shopkeeper and like spending my cells into an upgrade, and running around with the risk of like if I die here, I'm going to lose all of this. But also feeling like I am progressing with each run, not like, oh fuck, I need to do that area again. It's really good. I'm playing it on Switch, which I think is a great platform. A lot of people have been complaining about performance issues on Switch. I haven't seen anything yet. But it's like $300 and probably one of the best games of the year so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm keen to dive in. You see, this is what frustrates me about We Happy Few as well. I want to be playing Dead Cells, but I can't. Like, so I'm just like, like, fuck, I want to play this game.
Well, yeah, that's your dilemma. My dilemma is that I'm still playing Hollow Knight, and I want to finish that.
I still haven't finished that either.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know Dead Cells isn't the same as Hollow Knight, but there are obviously similarities.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's wise to jump straight into Dead Cells immediately after Hollow Knight.
Maybe. I don't think the fact that they're both Metroidvanias should put you off, because like even from the limited time I played Dead Cells, like it's such a different game. They emphasize two very different parts of that Metroidvania spectrum. So it's different enough that I think you wouldn't find like a fatigue factor, put it that way.
Because I was worried. I'm like, well, I'm only like 20 hours in Hollow Knight, and I was like, I still have to finish that, and I'm probably gonna have to sprinkle a game or two in between Dead Cells. But I really, really just want to play Dead Cells. I mean, it's what you said. Everyone this week has been talking about it.
Yeah, it's
just it got
good.
rave reviews. People I follow on Twitter are loving it, and
super good game.
Darren's drinking from his.
Yeah,
Darren was right.
Darren's been playing it in early access, so he's now like, I fucking told all of you.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, he's been saying it's been good. I've been hearing for like over a year of people playing it in early access saying this game is special.
Yeah,
like
I told one of my friends who has a Switch, Adi, and I was like, "Are you going to pick up Dead Cells?" I was like, "No, man. Like, I've already put over 100 hours on the PC version." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
It's crazy. People love this game in early access, so yeah, it's good. It's out on consoles as well, so you can pick it up anywhere.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like only the second Metroidvania that's coming out this month. There's still Death's Gambit, which is coming out next week, I think.
What? Sorry, on that. What is this weird influx of these games
I
all
don't
of a sudden?
know.
Like
and
this
they all chose
month,
the same month.
Yeah, especially this month.
Because there's like Chasm, then there's Dead Cells, then there's Death's Gambit, which looks incredible as well. And then there's Guacamelee 2, which looks so good. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Where
but
did all this
like
come
out of
from?
nowhere though, because it was like, yeah, we knew Hollow Knight was coming.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is my point of view. Like, I knew Hollow Knight's coming. Cool. Then all of a sudden it's like August. Yeah, all these Metroidvania slash roguelite slash.
And all of them seem good.
Yeah,
like, that's
they
the
all
thing.
look really good.
Yeah. Cool. So let's dive into games out this week then.
Oh.
Before we talk for like 2 hours.
Oh my gosh, again. We never do that. We never talk for 2 hours. We're talking about games out this week. And aren't we like now in capital busy period, basically?
Yes, we are definitely getting there.
Game releases. Oh, sorry. Speaking, I was very confused because on Twitter, a lot of international journos I follow have all been receiving Red Dead media kits. In my head, I was like, I completely forget that the game's like only coming out in October. Yes. Or was it November? October, November?
No, it's end of October.
But in my head, I'm like, shit, these people are all receiving the game like 2 months before, man. And I was like, then I was like, oh wait, no, it's for the gameplay reveal.
Yeah,
happening.
the gameplay reveal is happening later
today.
Yeah, well,
for us.
Yeah, recording date later today. I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm
very excited.
No excitement.
no excitement.
None.
You haven't played the first Red Dead?
So I'm like, cool. People are hyped, but yeah. I need to play the first.
I like these Rockstar gameplay trailers because it's always the this lady that narrates like these gameplay elements. They did the same for GTA 5. It was like a 10-minute breakdown of how the game works. Yeah. So I like them.
Oh man, so it's going to be detailed. Here's my hope though, that that Red Dead's so old,
Yeah.
and Rockstar did release LA Noire on the Switch. They're gonna do Red Dead on the
God,
Switch.
I would
Can
love
you
that.
imagine?
Oh my God, I'd love that.
I
That would
could
be
so
so
do
good.
that.
That'd be so
That's what I'm
good.
holding out for, so I can play the first game. Okay, but tell us what's coming out.
So games coming out. Well, as of recording tomorrow, you have Madden NFL 19 and We Happy Few. Do not buy We Happy Few; it's bad.
Or Madden. Wait,
Madden's, I like Madden.
I know. Just giving shit.
But moving on to next week, we have Death's Gambit, which is that other Metroidvania.
The other apparently really good one.
Metroidvania. It's out on PS4 and PC. We have Phantom Doctrine. I'm not entirely sure what that is.
Wow.
I can check on it quickly.
Well,
Phantom Doctrine. What do you think it is? It's about ghosts. Sounds like it's
probably.
about ghosts.
Is it a spiritual successor?
I don't know. Let's read the Steam. Don't tell me.
Oh my gosh.
I will
You're not
view the page.
old
I'm
enough
18.
to view that. Are you?
Phantom Doctrine is a strategic turn-based espionage thriller set at the peak of the Cold War. Okay, fuck, this sounds cool.
Is that like Commandos? Do you remember Commandos?
Yeah, it kind of looks like Commandos.
Except you can rotate the camera in this game.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a single player. It looks like it's got the same structure as like XCOM. Like you move
neat.
within a set grid and
That's
do
cool.
that. But it's got a really cool aesthetic. I quite like this. Okay, I'm interested. You got me.
What is it called?
Phantom Doctrine.
So not about ghosts. We were both wrong.
But
We
that
lose-
looks cool.
we lose
I'm fucking
points.
down for that. Okay. The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 1 is out next week.
Jesus. Okay, that I can't believe. I've played the first episode of season 3 and I really enjoyed it.
I fell off.
I know,
after
you
season 2.
fell off.
Yeah. Is this the 4th season now?
This is the 4th season now.
Jesus.
So
no.
season 3 I got and I played the first episode. I was like, okay, I enjoy this, but I'm going to wait for the whole season to come out. And I just never have. Now we're ready on the 4th season.
I loved the first season. Like, I adored it. But
first
the
season
second
is so
season did
good.
not speak to me at all.
The second season I enjoy. No, actually, I did enjoy the second season.
Okay.
Because it is just different in that season 1 you Lee, like this big, powerful, not powerful, but you like a strong male character. Season 2 you Clem, and she's a kid.
I love Clem. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so playing season 2 is cool because the whole dynamic had shifted. She's not like this big character who can just, murder zombies. Although she's very efficient.
She is pretty good, yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
she's smart.
Yeah, it is just her like learning how to deal through the apocalypse without Lee, who sadly died at the end of
Oh,
season
God,
1.
that moment killed me.
Yeah.
It was so hectic.
And then, she pops up again in season 3, but you're not playing as her. You play as another character. I can't remember his name. Some other dude. Is it AJ? No, not AJ.
Yeah. No, I can picture him in my mind.
Yeah, I know
but
exactly what it looks like. But spoiler alert, Clem doesn't die in season 3, which I thought would happen. You play as her in season 4. And they've said this is the last season.
Yes, they said this is the last
Will
one.
she die? Just have to wait.
She's like
and
much
find out.
older now.
Yeah,
and
she's
stuff
super
like
old.
that,
Not
yeah.
super old, but much, much older.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should get back to I love that season. That franchise. So, yeah.
I mean, Telltale does good work. Like, their Batman stuff is so good.
I haven't played season 2
and
yet.
I cannot wait for The Wolf Among Us season 2 next year.
many
Because
good
I still think
games.
Wolf Among Us is their best game. Yeah, if you're into The Walking Dead, cool.
New season. Hooray.
And then lastly, coming out next week is World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth. So
Is that
the
out
new,
next
new
week?
expansion, yeah. On PC.
My thing is, haven't they always been fighting over Azeroth?
I don't know.
This is expansion,
if
what,
you had
like
to,
number
if
7
you
or
had
8?
to point a gun to my head and ask me to explain the law of World of Warcraft or die, like, I would die.
You're just you could try wing it though. Like
I could try. I'd be like, there was that Arthas dude.
the humans and orcs.
He had a sword that spoke to him.
Yeah, Frostmourne. Are you getting
Frostmourne.
points? People, they're not going to shoot you yet.
Frostmourne.
And then you're like, they battle for Azeroth, and
And
they're
there
like,
were
hey,
pandas at one point.
there were pandas. Damn,
Was it
you're
a
right.
promotional crossover with Kung Fu Panda?
I wish. Although it seems, what came first? Was Kung Fu Panda first or? Pandas, yeah.
Isn't it called like Pandaria or some shit?
Yeah, it's Mists of Pandaria. Who came first? You tell us.
Oh god, I don't know.
Slide into our DMs and let us
World
know.
of
what came
Warcraft,
first.
like if you're digging it, fine. I just
Yes, that.
Jesus, man,
I'm
it's not
just
my
curious
thing
to
at
know.
all.
I mean, when did World of Warcraft vanilla come out? It's like
Yo,
I was in
2004,
I was in
5?
high school.
I wasn't
when that
even in
came
high
out.
school yet.
You weren't even born yet.
Yeah, probably
I mean,
not. I'm a child.
I was in high school. Friends of mine were playing that on dial-up, and
Shit.
they had Centec. Remember Centec? Wireless.
Centec. Ooh,
It was
shit.
like 128 uncapped.
Uncapped dial-up. What?
I think it was uncapped wireless 128 kilobits. It was like
shit.
it was
Living in the
unbelievable. Like
future.
holy shit, uncapped! It's so fast. They're playing World of Warcraft on that.
128
Okay.
kilobytes.
That's 13, 14 years ago now. Okay, when are they gonna be like, cool? We're done with World of Warcraft. Here's World of Warcraft 2.
I mean, they won't because they like did a whole graphics upgrade to it. They keep building on it. It's so incredible. Like the whole story of World of Warcraft is just there is no other game on earth like it.
Yeah.
And so many try to mimic it and they just couldn't.
Can't.
Yeah.
But surely after so many years, like I know they've been modifying the engine. Don't they feel like, okay, won't they ever hit a point where like, okay, this engine's very limited. Let's like build a new one and kick off.
I'd love to know like the pain of them, like if they are still working with tools from back then, because like you said, like there are systems and architectures that they probably built with technology at the time in mind that is completely archaic and
now
unusable now. They should, I'd love to see a sort of like a no clip documentary onto how they've kept it up for the sun, because it is incredible.
It's 14 years.
From that aspect, it's phenomenal. But it's not something I play or enjoy. So
I played the free trial and I was like, nah.
Yeah, same. I think I bought that battle chest and I played it for like 20 hours and I was just like, this is so not my thing.
Yeah, no, likewise.
But yeah.
It's whatevs. It's World of Warcraft.
Battle for Azeroth.
That game releases.
Yeah, that's game releases for the next week. I'm just making sure. Yeah.
Should we touch
the
on
week after that is
busy?
Damn
busy.
Yeah. Should we touch on some
gaming
news?
Yeah, let's fly through some news.
So I think the biggest story this week had to be...
What's the scandal this week? Because we didn't have any scandals last week.
Yeah, of course. Well, by the time you're listening to this would be essentially a week old. But on Monday, the previous week, IGN posted their review of Dead Cells. It was posted by their Nintendo editor, Philippe Muchin? I think that's how you say his surname. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. And a few hours into the review being live, a small YouTube channel, relatively small compared to IGN, called Boomstick Gaming, released a video stating that Philippe had basically stolen large swaths of his review and just kind of like having this comparison up, showing the similarities. IGN very quickly responded and took down the review and said that they were investigating. And no more than 24 hours later, they released a statement saying that they found glaring similarities between the two that stepped over the boundary of, like they made it clear that, hey, reviews sound similar because reviewers use the same nomenclature and like the same language. But they found that, it had gone way beyond that.
It's copy pasta.
So they promised to re-review the game and that Philippe had been fired.
Shit. That's
which is fucking wild.
Yeah, that's hectic.
This, a case of plagiarism on this scale is just... Firstly, like, I don't understand how you can be someone who thinks you'd get away with this.
Yeah.
On a website like IGN, which is probably the largest, if not second largest website in the world, in terms of people reading your stuff, like the fact that you think you can steal from someone and it not be noticed is, it's ballsy the most, I can't fathom, like I can't wrap my head around how you think this would work.
But here's the thing though, I mean, he stole the review, but it's not like Boomstick Gaming is some little chat. I mean, it's got what it had. Okay, now it's sitting on like 50,000 subscribers.
I think at the time it had like 10.
Yeah, let's say 10. Which again, it's not like massive, but it's not small. Like, hey, here's this like independent review with 500 subs. Like, maybe I could get away with this. I mean, 2,000 subs is a fair amount. So it's quite a following, and I don't know if Boomstick Gaming, if the dude's like he watched the IGN review himself or someone else put him onto it.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting that like within hours, it's like, hey, this is weird.
But that's the thing. Like that's exactly why I don't. If it was the other way round, like if Boomster Gaming had stolen something from IGN, no one would ever notice because the odds of someone watching both is pretty small. But like IGN is watched by millions of people. Yeah. They have 10 million subscribers on YouTube. Like the odds of an overlap are so massive at that point. Yeah. Like it just doesn't make sense. And to me, it is the cardinal sin of writing. Like plagiarism is just, to me, there's no coming back from that. Yeah. There's no excuse to say, well, I did it because of X and Y. There's no rationale that saves you from that. It's just like, in my view, his career in this industry is done.
It's done, yeah. I don't
there's
think
no reputable site that will touch him now.
Yeah.
And, there's Jason Schreier from Kotaku's been looking into more cases, and it seems like this isn't the first case of him actually doing this, which is even worse. It's just like, but to me, the horrible part is the kind of like stain that it puts on IGN.
Yeah.
Like, I was listening to the guys over at Giant Bomb discuss this, and Jeff Gertzman there made some really good points. He's like, this doesn't mean that, now a lot of people lose faith in IGN.
Yeah.
IGN has established their pool. There are people that do not trust them, that do not think they're credible, reliable, that will always be flinging, shade their way.
Yeah.
And then they have their readers that, they have to write for and abide for. And, a lot of the people that visit IGN don't know the inner politics of IGN. They are there because of search engine results,
Yeah.
But for the people that do follow them, they had to make a good case of, we aren't accepting this. We are getting rid of the person responsible for this. And I think they handled it really well. But now it's like, it just gives extra ammunition to all the people, in the weeks coming. Now, like whenever they post a review or post something, there's always this idea that, plagiarism existed there. And it just casts a bad light on all the other hundreds of people that are employed at IGN that do a really good job just because of one person's actions. It's really shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. When you're in high school and even varsity, obviously, it's a lot stricter when they're like, don't plagiarize. Like, it's a straight fail, stuff like that. Like, this is why you can't steal from other people. Bad. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's like you're stealing a car. You're just stealing intellectual property for crying.
I mean, at university, they don't accept this at all. That's like a case for expulsion.
Yeah, but that's why I think the fact that he's fired, like, it's not like a shock. I'm like, well, in university, you just like straight booted out.
To me, it was always just a case of whether in the investigation they deemed that it was coincidence or not. But if they, in my mind, if they found them guilty, there was no other outcome than being fired. Like, there's no way they would keep this guy on and say, we're pulling the review and get it re-reviewed, but he's still hired. Like, and to me, it's just, it's really bad. Like, if it was a freelancer, like, like, fine, maybe the person is like swamped or whatever and is afraid to ask for more time on the review. This is their Nintendo editor.
Yeah.
He's been there for 9 months. He's in a position where if he was running out of time, he could probably get away with, more days to work on it or whatever. But also, like, you're the editor. You're representing the site on such a large scale, and for an editor to do that, it's just like, oh,
it's ridiculous.
My God, yeah, it's bad. Plagiarism is bad, and I'm glad IGN swiftly dealt with it. I think the fact that people will use this as ammunition to go, you see, ethics in game journalism are bad, but I think there was a very salient tweet that was doing the rounds saying the fact that every single prominent writer recoiled in horror at this actually happening should show you how seriously people take
plagiarism.
This. Yeah. There was no one defending it. There was no one giving benefit of the doubt. Everyone was just like, holy fuck, how could this have happened?
Yeah, it'd be like, have to be like a massive coincidence.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no ways.
And no one defended it. Everyone watched that video and went, that's pretty fucking clear cut, that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like, so,
that's hectic.
yeah, I don't know.
So that's your scandal for the week.
Scandal for the week.
Makes it for last week because it really wasn't on this last week.
We don't have any thoughts on Red Dead because we haven't watched it yet, even though by the time you...
I don't have a cool press kit. I mean, what is this?
I'm pretty sure it'll be fucking dope. I'm excited to see it. But did get to watch a very cool Nintendo Direct.
Yes. Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like,
oh my gosh.
I'm not going to go into every single detail revealed there, but I think the big one was that Luigi fucking died.
He's murdered.
He got smoked. Smoked. Dead. He was like, he died of fright, and then the Grim Reaper just
ate his soul.
Just like completely ripped his soul out his body with the scythe. It was holy shit. You know, the only way it would have been better if it was Waluigi.
Rip Luigi. Why wasn't it Waluigi?
Yeah,
wow.
cut his head off.
Cut his head off.
Yeah.
It's Nintendo. It has to be child friendly.
There was nothing in that reveal trailer that was child friendly.
I know.
Holy
shit. It was
shit.
so brutal. Poor Luigi, man.
Yeah.
Yes, rip Luigi.
But Luigi's death was just a precursor to it being revealed that Castlevania characters are coming
Simon Belmont and what is the other dude?
Something Richter?
Yeah, that's Richter.
Yeah. But they are shadow characters of each other, so it's essentially one character.
Or echo character?
Echo character, sorry.
Yeah, know your shit.
sorry. I'm
fired.
Not the Smash expert here.
I'm not a Smash expert either. But yeah, they're coming, and then I think Dracula's going to
be like a stage boss character, and he looks fucking crazy. Yeah. And then Alucard will be an assist trophy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so he'll come in and tear shit up as well.
Dude from Symphony of the Night. Haven't played.
Lots of cool characters. One day maybe. Lots of cool characters revealed. There was Dark Samus revealed.
Yeah. Is she an Echo character as well? Or like a completely unique character? I missed that.
I think she's an Echo character.
Okay.
Yeah, but they count them as new characters as far as I can tell. Then there was...
But sorry, if you're wondering what an Echo character is, it's basically the same move set, and I think there are very slight variations.
Very, very slight. Yeah. Like their movements are mirrored almost.
Yeah.
So
there's some slight differences.
There was this new character revealed right at the end.
That crocodile.
Yes.
Who's like some Donkey Kong character I've never seen in my life. But I mean, I don't know the franchise that well.
I really, really laughed because...
But there was a tweet.
There was a whole troll, like... It was Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, and everyone was like, yeah, it's definitely going to be King K. Rool being revealed, and his silhouette was there, and the next thing it was just King DDD.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, Nintendo, no way. And it was just a precursor to the announcement, but Jesus, for those few seconds, yeah. So his name is King K. Rool. He makes Bowser look like a midget. He's this massively big alligator that apparently people have been wanting in Smash for a long time. So he looks cool.
Yeah, I want to roll back. I think it was episode 1 or 2. We spoke about Swole DDD.
Yeah, Swole DDD.
Yeah, Swole DDD is nothing compared to this.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, he basically killed DDD.
This guy gyms at Bedford View, definitely. Like, without a doubt. Okay. But why I was laughing, because I saw there's some tweet going around where some dude the day before tweeted like, if this, what's his name? King
K. Rool.
If King K. Rool is revealed as a Smash character, I will take apart a Joy-Con with my bare hands and eat it.
Please tell me he did that.
I don't know. He tweeted that the day before, and now like everyone's retweeting like, well, I guess you got to eat that Joy-Con.
I really want to see this now.
Yeah, you better record that with medical
with medical supervision, like the ambulance on hand.
Yeah, but I would never. I mean, I don't know the Donkey Kong franchise that well, but I mean, that's not a character I'd expect.
I mean, I didn't even know DDD was there, so like, why was
DDD? DDD. Well, he's been around in.
I thought DDD was Kirby's universe.
Yeah, no, he's there, but I mean, he is. Oh wait, you're right.
I don't know.
Wait, I'm so confused now. I didn't make that connection. Like, why is DDD in the Donkey Kong video?
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like,
sorry, in my head I was like, yeah, of course DDD is. And I'm like, wait, hang on, you're right. He's from the Kirby universe.
Kirby universe, what? Yeah. He's
chilling there with really just trolling.
Yeah, they're fucking trolling like crazy.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, that was the characters revealed. There were a lot of assist trophies revealed as well. A bunch of new Pokemon. I was really confused at Shovel Knight being revealed as an assist trophy. I really thought he was going to be his own character.
But yeah, here's the thing: is Shovel Knight? It's a Western creation. There's like Smash is known for like only having like Japanese characters.
Yeah,
because a lot of people are like, yeah, maybe we'll see.
Well,
like, this character.
Simon Belmont.
No, but that isn't. No,
It's
but
Konami, but it's
it's-
more a Western.
yeah, but I mean, Castlevania is made by a Japanese dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's. I don't think they have a rule that's like, well, it's not a Japanese character, don't include it. But like history tells us that they don't, like traditionally, they don't include any like Western characters. So I'm not shocked that we haven't seen. Like, I'm not shocked that Shovel Knight wasn't included, like as a playable character. But it is a nice little nod, like, hey, Shovel Knight on Nintendo. Like, there's even an amiibo. Here he is as an assist trophy.
Yeah.
I would have loved him as a character. Don't get me wrong.
There's a bunch of fucking new amiibo coming out there for Simon Belmont and Richter and Dark Samus.
Oh my gosh.
And King K. Rool. I feel like I'm missing a character that was announced. I'm not too sure though.
Oh, there was some. Is it a Fire Emblem character?
Oh yeah, it was also another Echo.
Yeah, it's like I have no idea who that
Chom,
is.
is it? Or yeah,
No
something
idea.
like that. Okay, do you know who wasn't announced? Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Yeah. Everyone is pointing towards the two chairs that were behind Sakurai during the direct that were purple and green, and they're like, "It's fucking Waluigi." They're teasing
Oh my
us.
gosh, I didn't even see that.
Guys, just
It's
let it
Waluigi.
go. Let it go. Waluigi isn't that special.
We were talking about it at work yesterday, where if Nintendo were like, they had no plans to include Waluigi, but maybe now they're like, well, the internet really want. They've shown that they want Waluigi. By December, they could have Waluigi mocked up and in the game.
I mean,
like without a
people
doubt.
have wanted Ridley for years, and it took
And
ages.
Took ages, but come
Yeah.
on, this was before Twitter. No, I'm
That's
kidding.
true. Yeah, I guess
People
so.
want Waluigi. We've seen the memes.
I mean, they don't want Waluigi so much in the game that they're willing to kill Luigi.
yeah. They're killing Luigi because who's going to replace Luigi?
Waluigi?
Waluigi.
Wah.
See, this is a conspiracy hour on Check.
I'm really that it's still stuck with me. The whole killing of Luigi was so fucking brutal. It
brutal.
was wow.
And hats off to Nintendo. Their cinematics don't get nearly enough
Very
credit.
cool. Yeah, very, very cool. It did make me want to Luigi's Mansion on Switch though.
Yeah. Wait, isn't? Oh no, that's on
No,
3DS.
there isn't. There was a rumor that it was going to be announced at E3 and then it never happened.
Maybe that was a tease now for.
Fuck. Because as soon as that happened, I was like, wait, I thought this was a Smash Direct.
Yeah, like what's going
here?
on? Like they're teasing that. Yeah, so that's
But
Smash.
yeah, that's Smash. Lots of new stages. There's a
gosh.
Monster Hunter stage coming.
There's
There's
when they're
an
showing-
absurd amount of content in the
Yeah, when
game.
they're showing the bars, it's like in the previous game there were only like it shows a bar graph. Like on the first Smash were like 10 stages. Next game had 20. The last Smash had like 50 or
yeah.
something. Then it just shows the bar and the way
goes
they,
off screen.
they emphasize like no, it's not 50, it's 67, it's 100 and something. It's like whoo, shoots to the sky.
103, yeah, 103
it's like, wow,
stages.
so many stages. And then even the music, it's like we don't have like
800 tracks.
Yeah, it's like we have
28 hours of music.
It's like they're just packing everything into
And
this
then,
game.
then they were like, hey, we've even developed this app that allows you to
Turn your Switch
into an iPod and listen to any of the music on the go.
I can't wait to walk with my Switch in hand as my
Yeah, in
music.
my pocket. I can't wait to go for a run with my Switch and listen to my music. Fucking hell.
Oh my gosh, you're Karen. They have to bring Karen back for that advert.
Jesus.
Turning your Switch into an iPod.
But Smash looks dope. Like
Yeah.
Smash looks like everything a Smash fan has been looking
my
for.
gosh.
I'm very excited to play. Even though like I'm okay at Smash. I'm not that good when I play against people who actually understand that game.
But it's fun.
But I fucking adore that game. It's just so fun.
Here's my thing though. So now we've got Smash Ultimate. What are they going to do in 5 years when you've got like the Switch 2?
This is
and
literally
I'm
my
like,
question.
how do they top this now?
Yeah.
Is it like Smash Ultimate 2 where they just...
I was asking this to myself yesterday. I'm like, how do they feasibly get better than this?
Yeah.
Like, is this the platform that just keeps getting upgraded?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I imagine it'll be a Mario Kart 8 case where Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U, and for this gen, they're like, oh, here's Mario Kart 8, but deluxe. So
But there's
it's
just
like,
so many characters. Like, who did they add
I
at this
don't know.
point? Like,
I don't know, man. There's just so many.
I don't know. Okay. Other news. There isn't much that's like caught my eye this week. Let me just.
It's been a short week for us, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been like 3-4 days.
3 days. What happened today? Nothing.
Oh yeah, there was word that Blizzard is working on several Diablo projects.
Oh my gosh.
One of which is
Diablo and Switch.
has to be.
Like, without a doubt.
Has to be. I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on a sequel of sorts, but they did
No
reveal
boy.
that they're working on several Diablo projects.
Man.
So whatever that means. Let's see. Oh, God of War is getting New Game Plus mode, which is out later in August.
Yeah, so last week I was like, no, the mode is out. It's not out.
Wrong.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
It's going to include tougher enemies, new gear level, and new gear as well. So that's awesome.
Nice.
Oh, this was big. That happened yesterday as well. Child of Light and Valiant Hearts are heading to Switch before the end of the year.
I did not know that.
This is really
That's
exciting.
awesome. I love both those games. They are so good.
I want people to buy those games so that Ubisoft returns to making
So they're
those
making
games.
those games. Yeah, I don't know why they stopped.
In the reveal, they showed Child of Light, like the box on a desk.
Yeah.
And in the background, there was a paper that said Child of Light 2. So a lot of people are
that would make me so
suspecting-
happy.
Yeah.
That game is like
Both of those games are so good.
Yeah, but like I enjoyed Valiant Hearts definitely, but Child of Light was such a surprise for me because I bought the game not knowing much about it. It was one of those like everyone's talking about this. Let me play it, and it's like, well, actually, it's a light RPG with really beautiful aesthetic,
Oh, it's
great,
stunning.
great music, and really, really cool story. Like I enjoyed it, and the writing in that game is like full on poetry from beginning to end. Everything rhymed. It was really cool. I liked it.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Valiant Hearts made me cry. It's
that game.
fucking
Oh my
hectic.
gosh.
It's
We'll
so
talk
good,
about
man.
more about that later in one of our audience questions.
PUBG has become sick of asking people to asking them to fix PUBG, so they're finally fixing PUBG.
Nice.
They've launched a website called Fix PUBG, which has a detailed roadmap of improvements they want to get out in the next 3 months, which include graphical issues, performance issues, server
Optimizations,
issues, yeah,
please.
all the shit they should have done like at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
But they've lost so much ground to Fortnite now. Like I feel like
They're just trying to play catch up, like
Yeah.
releasing maps and shit instead of, fixing the game.
so that's cool if you're still playing PUBG. There's still around 1 million concurrents on Steam, but it's way off what it used to be.
Yeah.
So
I actually want to play again because I think the game has changed a lot since I've last played it.
there's also that smaller map, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else? The Halo TV series has been confirmed for 2020, and it's going to feature Master Chief in a main role, if that excites you at all.
You had Master Chef, now you've got Master Chief.
Master Chef.
The show.
I do love Master Chef.
Oh, Master Chef's great.
Yeah, I do like it. The American one's not as wholesome as the Australian one, but it's a good
I
time.
haven't watched an Australian season for a long time.
Australian
now.
one is so slow, though.
Yeah,
like-
they do a lot of episodes.
I think it's
Holy
like 4 episodes
moly.
per
A week.
elimination. Yeah. And like America, they eliminate someone per episode, so it's way
Jesus.
faster. Yeah. The classic JRPG, The World Ends With You, comes to
Coming to
Nintendo Switch
Switch.
in October.
I still don't know how that's going to work. Are you going to flip
yeah.
your Switch vertically? Like, I
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
a lot of it is touch centric.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the thing is that game you have to. So the way it worked, I think, was the bottom half. You do
just
combat with.
scratched it.
Yeah, you would scratch with your little stylus, and then simultaneously on your top screen you would be doing other combat with the D-pad and stuff.
yeah,
How does that work on the Switch? Like I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, I'm keen to see that, and I also am keen to see a solution around scratching the screen.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, they'll probably just half the screen down the middle,
Could be.
and you'll
Could be.
just touch on the right screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? We've got Fallout 76 won't be on Steam at launch. It's going to only be through Bethesda's launcher, but the wording kind of suggests that it will come to Steam later. I think it's clever, like them just going, "Hey, we want to get 100% of the profits from the initial 3-4 months, of the release, where most sales come from anyway, and then put it on Steam and let Steam get their cuts." I think loads of developers are, especially big studios, are kind of going that route, and like I don't blame them.
Yeah. Stop giving Steam all the hat money.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it back.
And then some quick fire news from Evo last weekend. Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That's the one.
Coming to
Getting a new character called Cooler, who is Frieza's brother.
Oh,
who's
man.
also not canon. So Cooler is Frieza's brother.
please tell me that was intentional.
It has to be. It fucking is. Like, it has to be.
What could we call Frieza's brother? Cooler.
Cooler.
Oh.
And then Frieza's father is just called King Frieza.
No, Frieza's father's called Ass. God, get it right. Liquid nitrogen.
Dragon Ball Z is so dumb. It's so great, but it's so
That
dumb.
is hilarious. Cooler. Oh my gosh.
And then also Negan from The Walking Dead is a DLC
Oh yeah, and
character in
Tekken. What the hell is up with that?
That's
That is
so weird.
the most bizarre crossover ever.
I mean, first we had Noctis in there, now we have Negan.
Yeah, but like Noctis makes more sense to me than Negan does.
He's a game character.
Yeah, I'm like, where does Negan even come from? But not only that, like Walking Dead's this very mature franchise. You know, Negan's like this hardcore character who beats the shit out of people with a bat that is wrapped with barbed wire. Yeah. And now you're putting him in this absurd fighting game. Well, yeah, okay, there are absurd fighting characters, but like, I don't know, he just doesn't fit. It's weird.
Yeah, to me it's
so weird.
It's so bizarre. I don't know. But that's basically
news, yeah.
A lot of quick fire stuff. We got some cool ass questions this week.
We did. Oh my
I saw one or two and I was like, shit. If you want to contact us for questions, as always, you can grab us on Twitter, slide into our DMs at Checkpoint Chat.
Please.
Email us on checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page, which is just Checkpoint Chats on Facebook. Checkpoint Chats on Facebook. Checkpoint Chats on... You can find us there, like our page. We'll populate it. Like and subscribe. Slide into our DMs there.
Oh, yes, please.
You can message Matty on his personal cell phone number. At,
oh, man. oh, wait, to star. Crack that.
But yeah, send us questions about anything. Doesn't have to be gaming focused, can be pizza focused. I enjoyed talking about pizza last week.
I nearly wrote pizza now. I'm trying to timestamp this here.
Yes.
And I wrote like pizza questions.
Yes.
Not pizza questions. That is
also, if you know someone who works at, what's that website where you got food?
Oh, You Cook.
You Cook. So it's like Blue Apron. You know how every podcast on the earth in America is sponsored by Blue Apron. So Matty found this place called You Cook that basically is them.
I've known about them for ages.
Yes,
so
it's the food You Cook looks so good.
Let me just, I'll plug them real quick, okay? So their meals are normally, let me get my thoughts straight here, okay? So I've known about them for ages, but I've never ordered from them because I'm like, I can't really, I don't want to spend that much money.
Because they're only, I think their biggest bundle is like 3 meals.
Yeah, so you get 3 meals, but you can have 4 portions, so like a family size portion.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, but they had a promotion last week where it was 50% off.
Damn,
and you get 2 bottles of wine.
Damn, son.
Okay, so we ordered the vegetarian option. So 3 meals.
Because a veggie.
Yeah, she's a veggie.
Oh, her parents veggie.
No, mom is.
Okay.
Dad's not. So 3 meals, but we ordered 4 portions because we're like, cool, we can make dinner and have lunch for the next day.
Hot damn, yeah.
So like, that's half the week sorted. I mean, that was this week and Thursday's a public holiday. So we only needed meals really for Monday and Wednesday because we're going away and whatever.
Yeah.
So we ordered it. All of that, 330 Rand.
Shit.
Okay. Well, it was 330, 350, let's say. It was half price, okay? So it was less than 30 Rand a meal.
Yeah.
And can I just tell you, the meals were really, really, really good. Oh my gosh.
Because they do the whole pre-portioned ingredients thing.
And it is perfect. Like everything pre-portioned, pre-cut, everything. And okay, some of the recipes were like, it's not straightforward. Like you still have to cook the food, which is fine because we're learning how to cook.
And you get to keep the recipes.
You keep the recipe, yeah. The only meal we got that we can't really replicate was so Monday we had Korean noodle broth.
Oh, fuck,
really nice.
So good.
Tuesday they called it like a crunchy salad. It was really they called it crunch time, but the meal was really just a salad.
Okay, it looked pretty good.
But it was really good. Well, the thing that we can't replicate that though is because they gave us a salad dressing.
Oh, and
they don't tell you how to make it.
Dressing.
And I can tell you that salad dressing made that meal. It is like really, really, really good. And then last night we had a veggie curry. Also,
that looked pretty good as well. Yeah,
I got home. So Lenza got home. We cooked Monday and Tuesday together. But yesterday she got home way before I did. So she made the meal. She said it was the easiest out of all of them.
Oh, okay.
Preparation time's 40-45 minutes.
Oh,
and
that's nothing.
That's the vegetarian option. They've also got there's a health option, and they've got like a quick fix option. So if you want quick meals. And that's vegetarian.
They all looked relatively healthy as well.
Yeah, those veggie meals were quite healthy, I'd say.
That Korean broth,
it's delicious.
God, it looked so good.
If you're a meat person, don't worry, they've got meat options. I mean, last week was actually curated by a Portuguese chef, I think.
Okay.
Because they had caldo as one of the meals.
Fuck caldo verde. It's just grass and water.
Grass
it's
soup.
Fucking gross. It's so horrible.
But what I loved, they had batik, like the steak with an egg on it, as one of their meals. So yeah.
Bitok, you mean?
Bitok. What did I say?
You said boutique.
Boutique. Sorry, Bitok.
I love that steak, egg, and chips is like a fast food thing in Portugal. It's the craziest, most amazing thing.
It's delicious.
Bitok.
But yeah, so that's You Cook. They didn't pay me to do that, but I would recommend you try them out.
I mean, I didn't know such a thing existed in South Africa. I've always heard of Blue Apron, and I've always wanted something like that locally. And when I looked, even without the pricing, it looked relatively affordable.
It works out, so the vegetarian options like 60 to 65 rand a meal,
which is fine.
Yeah, you think like, okay, paying that's a lot, but when you break it down, you're like, well, there's no wastage.
If you go to somewhere like Nando's, that's what you're paying for a meal there. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You'll pay more.
And when you're buying, shopping and cooking at home, it's around that per person anyway.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're going shopping, you're buying like not in bulk, but you're buying too much. You end up wasting some stuff. You have to drive to the shops. All of this shit's arrived, delivered in this big box, in a big box that had polystyrene lining and it was kept cool and everything.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, if you haven't tried You Cook,
I'm really curious to try it.
So if anyone knows You Cook, hit us up.
we will make you the Blue Apron of this.
We want to be the Blue Apron of South Africa. We'll punch you. Okay, sorry, we're going way over now. Now my Twitter crashed.
Oh no.
Okay, let's start with Zoe's question. She says, "You made us all hungry with your pizza chat. So tell us about snacks.
Pizza.
Are you Are you gamers, snackers, sweet or salty? And do you have rules about eating and touching controllers, keyboard, and mouse?"
I'm not really a snacker when I play games.
Yeah, likewise. I don't have chips available at me.
And that's especially because of what she said. I don't like getting my hands dirty and touching controllers.
I've tried eating chips with controllers. I eat a chip and I want to touch my controller. I'm like, oh,
should use chopsticks.
Oh, that's so good.
There was a photo of I'm blanking on the name now. Oscar Isaac, who plays Poe Dameron in Star Wars, and it was basically like John Boyega and Daisy Ridley training in the gym for The Last Jedi, and him just eating Cheetos with the chopstick. And I was like, this dude is living in 2030.
2030, that's like 2050, man.
Yeah, he's living in the
so
future.
ahead of his time.
Yeah.
She's like,
but I don't snack. What I used to do when I was a bit younger and less inclined to worry about my health was I drank chocolate milk a lot, like Nesquik. Yeah, ice cold milk with Nesquik. That's
delicious.
But I stopped because that thing is just fucking sugar. It's crazy.
It'll kill you.
So I used to do that a lot. I drink Red Bull every now and then when I game, especially if I'm playing a review game to stay awake. Yeah. But snacks, not really. No. I segment that, like I'll eat dinner and then come back to the game or something.
I mean, the only thing, I won't eat chips, but if there's chocolate, like I'll eat the chocolate while I'm playing something.
Chocolate's good.
I mean, like 5-star. Hello.
Yeah, chocolate's pretty good.
It's so good.
But yeah, I don't ever. It's just I don't want to get dusty fingers on something. You know what I mean. Like that. Like when someone eats and then they want to play games that make people wash their fucking hands. Like controllers are eternal, and as soon as that thing gets greasy, it's greasy.
Controllers are eternal.
Yeah,
you should get that tattooed on your
shoulder.
Controllers are internal. Okay.
Internal. Jesus.
From who's the BoJack Horse Dan? Is this a friend of yours?
Oh yeah, it's Dan. He used to work with me at 24-bit Games. He's a good man.
He says,
I really like that Twitter handle.
BoJack Horse. He says, "Do I really have to go to work on Friday?"
I don't want to either, but I also have to go to work. I'm very sorry.
I took leave. So
this is going to sound super weird because the podcast is only out on Monday. So
I know.
He would have gone to work already.
Do you really have to go to work this Friday?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Yes. Sorry, unless you want to lose your job.
Unless you want to be fired.
Unless you have a really cool boss who's like, no, you don't have to. That's fine. Yeah, you have to go to work this Friday. Next question from Migs. He's got two quickfire ones. Says, for a 1080p system, should I go for the PS4 Fat, PS4 Slim, or splurge on PS4 Pro, even though I won't benefit from the HDR 4K?
I don't think they make the Fat anymore.
Yeah,
I think it's only the Slim now, anyway.
But besides it, I don't think you need a Pro then. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Pro, I don't think you need it. Like if you want games to run a bit smoother, like the Pro downsamples to 1080p, so it will render at a higher resolution downsample to 1080p, so things will look a bit more crisp.
Yeah.
But then also you get the benefits of like playing at 1080p with high frame rates.
Yeah.
If that matters to you. I think the price difference between the two doesn't warrant it that much.
Yeah.
If you have a 4K TV, 100%, especially when the base PS4 supports HDR as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the slim PS4 is so cheap now.
It's dirt cheap.
Yeah, so I would 100% go for that.
What would you buy a PS4 Pro?
No, I buy
if you had to, you buy a
I
Slim,
yeah.
Yeah, because like I've got a PS4 Slim now. I did consider upgrading. Like, I don't need to. I'd rather just wait for the PS5.
Yeah, no, like the Pro is nice, but the Pro is 100% a luxury. Like, it's not needed
It's not necessary.
at all.
I mean, I played God of War on a standard PlayStation. Gorgeous looking game, no slowdown.
Nah, it's really not necessary unless you really want to get that little bit of extra performance, or you have a 4K TV, which Mick says he doesn't.
Then,
so I don't think it's worth it. No.
Which leads to his next question. I'm holding out for a PS4 Death Stranding Edition console. What are the chances that it will release close to the PS5 launch?
I 100% think that game is going to be a cross-generational game.
I also think so. But that being said, I don't know when the hell it's coming out.
I do not think that
Kojima,
game
man.
will be out before PS5 is out.
Yeah, you think it'll come out with PS5? Yeah.
I think, if anything, that will be a game that is like a marquee launch title, and it comes to both consoles on the same day.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's.
I mean, I
Kojima,
could be
man.
wrong, but I just do not see that game coming out next year. And if it comes out the year afterwards,
We'll have
that
the
is when I
PS5,
suspect
yeah.
the PS5 will be out in 2020.
Yeah.
And it would make sense for them to launch that
that time,
alongside it,
yeah. It's a launch title. You heard it here first.
Yeah?
Yeah. From Tyron Armstrong at Oddly Artsy says,
Yes, I like this question.
This is a good question. The crowbar and gravity gun are some of the best weapons ever. Tell us what other non-live ammo weapons hold a special memory for you.
Oh, I didn't see the non-live ammo part. Okay.
Well,
cool.
do you want to talk about
No.
weapons?
That narrows it down, which is pretty cool. I think my obvious answer is the portal gun.
Oh, I was just going to say the portal gun. It's like the easy one.
It's so easy because it's so...
Same universe even, man.
Yeah, that's true. It's the Crow. It reinvented like puzzle games at the time for that.
Yeah.
It's just super clever. Like portal here, exit portal there, like, and the possibilities that it opens up was just incredible. So I really like that.
If Half-Life 3 ever is a thing, if the gravity gun
have
is
to
in there
combine it.
with the portal gun, oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I would. That is the only scenario where Half-Life 3
It would,
excites
yeah.
me. Like the idea of Gordon Freeman and Shell.
It's like a crossover, yeah.
Crossing over.
I mean, they're in the same universe.
Fuck, that'd be
Crying out loud.
That'd be great.
Half-Life 3 will be a co-op puzzler with...
I mean, just think of a shooter where like you can create a portal in one room and then exit in another and then walk through with a gun. Like it's so clever. Or use it to circumvent combat entirely. Like there's so many possibilities there. I think it would be awesome.
So much more room for activity and possibilities. I don't know what, like,
other ones...
the portal gun is the first one that came to mind. I'm trying to think what else exists that's like
if it's non-ammunition, you can think of a lot of swords. I'm particularly... I really like the stupid, ridiculous sword that Nero has in Devil May Cry 4.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's so stupid. Like, it's a sword, but it's got an acceleration handle and a bike brake pedal on it. So you rev the sword as if it's a bike. It's so ridiculous, but so like
what?
Like, I know I can see that weapon in my mind like super clearly. It's so recognizable. And I just like it because it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like the Lance in Gears of War.
So you said revving, and also I just think that the Gears of War,
yeah, I mean it's a gun, but like the Lancer part of it isn't a gun, and I think that's such an iconic.
It's an interesting weapon.
Yeah, it's a very, very cool weapon.
It's not necessarily like it's not an ammo weapon, but. And not that the weapons themselves are like particularly iconic, but in Final Fantasy 15, I like the fact that Noctis can like whip out a sword or a heavy sword or like daggers. You know, he's got that cool animation where like they spin around him and he almost just like auto equips whatever the hell he wants.
When you find those weapons in the
like,
tubes, and you've got all of them.
And I just think it's such an interesting idea of like having all these weapons and you just like pull them out of nothing.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. Yeah, the fact that Noctis isn't actually carrying a weapon.
Yeah, and you can just pull them out whenever he wants.
That's kind of cool. I guess I'm breaking the rules a bit here because they're not exactly a weapon, but like most of the plasmids in Bioshock are really cool. I really like a lot of them. I like the fact that you can shoot bees from your palm.
Because of course, why not bees? I'm Bee-Man.
And just the way you can, especially in Bioshock 2, the way you can combine them, like a trap plasmid can be combined with a fire plasmid, which is really, really clever. Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were going to say the whip from Symphony of the Night.
Oh, but I mean, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Those weapons are iconic as well.
Yeah. Link's. I love Link's ocarina. It's also a good.
I love how this boiled down to the best melee weapon.
Yeah.
Non-love and well swords.
I mean, Link's ocarina is a flute.
It's a plays a tune. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of more because I think there's so many good weapons are the iconography of gaming.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Here's one. As I said that, I was just like Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade.
Yeah, that's cool.
That weapon is so enigmatic. With it is tied to that series so intrinsically. And you see the Hidden Blade, and you're like fucking Assassin's Creed.
Of course, Assassin's Creed. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean it's the same for ammunition weapons as well, but they're sometimes more recognizable than the characters themselves.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's cool. I like Ratchet's wrench in Ratchet and Clank.
Here's a shocker. I haven't played Ratchet and Clank. And I've got Ratchet and Clank on PS Plus. I should play it at some point.
Oh my god. That's your next game. That game is so fucking good.
Okay, there we go. After Horizon Zero Dawn, that's what I'll be playing. Wait, I lie. After Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm playing Bloodborne. Then I'm playing Ratchet and Clank. You see, I've got such good games lined up. I'm never going to play a bad game again.
All the weapons in Bloodborne, the Blood Cleaver and the Thread Cane and Ludwig's and Holy Blade, all very good weapons.
Damn, there's a lot. But I don't know. I feel like there are more guns like the gravity gun. I just can't think of any of them.
Like ones that manipulate space.
Yeah. Just nothing comes to mind now.
There's that. Have you ever played Slime Rancher?
No.
There's that one. It sucks up little slimes. It's really cute. Yeah, it's very cute. There's cat slimes in that game. They're very cute.
What? How have I not played this game?
Slime Rancher is awesome.
If I had to break the rules and just choose a weapon that I like, I mean, I immediately think of games like Saints Row. I think Saints Row 3 or 4 had a dubstep gun.
I think it was 3. Yeah.
It's because why not?
And it made people's heads explode, I think, or something.
With sick beats, man.
Yeah. It was also like a dildo baseball bat.
Oh, yeah. The Malay. What a dildo. It's like a dildo and a stick. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Saints Row is a fun time.
Although thinking about that now, Fortnite's got some pretty sick melee weapons as well.
Yeah, there's a shark on a stick that is like
how do you beat
pickaxe?
That?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I beat trees to death with like a balloon pickaxe. I mean, why not?
How weak are those trees?
Yeah, they're super weak apparently. Okay, and last question. I think it was last question. Zane Musa, also an avid listener, says, without spoiling anything, what game or games have brought a tear to your eyes or made you feel as if you've lost a loved one? Apologies, I know it may be difficult as you may want to explain why you felt that way or describe the moments. I think probably the easy one for both of us is Journey.
Yeah, 100%. That is a special, special game to me.
And it means that game means different things to different people.
Yeah, I think that's why the game is so interesting because it definitely has a singular metaphor about, journeying from the beginning and to your end of life. Because that's essentially, I mean, that's what I interpret its main thrust as. But it's got such a blank slate of, themes that you can just project onto. I played it twice. In my life. I've only played it twice, and both times it was played during a time where it clarified certain things for me. So the game came out in 2012. Yeah, 2012. I lost my grandfather in 2008. I was in high school. But it was only really when I played Journey the first time that I processed that properly, because it was a very lonesome experience, but it epitomized the ending of Journey, really epitomizes death really well. It uses that metaphor really well, and I think that's why it stuck with me at the time, because I found myself dwelling on that memory. A 4-year-old loss more than anything when playing this game about traveling through the desert. And when I played it again in 2015 or 16, I had a very different experience with the game where I had a companion that was with me throughout most of the game. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm finally going to play this game. Because there's a trophy where if you play with a companion from the start to the finish, and it's very difficult to do that because it's all random.
Yeah.
Like, and players can completely leave you.
Yeah.
And we were playing right until the end, and it was just right at the end that I lost him. Like, I don't know what happened to him. Like, he just disappeared.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, fuck, that feels horrible.
Yeah.
And at the time, like, and that was a completely dynamic thing, but it allowed me to project onto it this idea of, at the time when I played it, I was going through a really rough patch because my sister just decided to leave home. She decided to essentially abandon our family, and like, things have changed since then and stuff like that. But for 3 years, it was really rough. It was just after we had got back from Gamescom, actually. I didn't talk about it to a lot of people or whatever, but it was really interesting that the game allowed me to kind of process that, like having someone who is really close and like a figure in your life for a lot of it, and then suddenly having that thing disappear. So Journey, a lot of people are like, well, you're making justifications up for that game, and like fucking sure, but it's allowing you to process that, and that's why it's like such a special game for me. Like, that's why I've got it fucking tattooed on my calf. Like,
You don't just get any game tattooed on your calf.
What is your connection to Journey?
I don't know. I don't have. Sorry, none of my stories are as awesome as yours.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to showboat.
No. But with Journey, it wasn't for me anything other than like it was just a really beautiful game. By the end of it, it's one of those things where you finish a game and I don't know, like it connects with you. It's something about it, you just feel emotional.
Yeah,
like I can't put it into words. I'm like,
it's incredibly emotional.
It's the same sort of thing with recently The Last Guardian, where. No spoilers, but it's like you almost expect, like when I played the game, I 100% that like a scenario would happen. It didn't happen, but I was still like, shit. I finished the game, it was like, that is just like special. There's like, you can't put into words. And like, I cried at the end of the game. I was like, why am I crying? Like nothing to the scale of what I thought would happen happened, but...
The ending of that game is powerful.
Yeah, there's just something about it. You're like, shit, you've played this whole game with this companion, and then it just ends. And you're like, wow, like what a great way to end the game. Just powerful. And then like other games,
Valiant Hearts, 100%.
We mentioned it earlier.
Oh my God.
That game was just sad because you know from the beginning like something's going to happen. Yeah. It's a World War I game. If someone doesn't die, they're not doing World War I.
It's an incredibly sad story, and. I think in the same vein, like Walking Dead season one, the end of that is heartbreaking.
Yeah, and that's when you do feel like part of your questions, and you said when you feel like you've lost a loved one. I mean, you play as Lee this whole game, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he dies at the end. Doesn't matter what you do. Like the way he dies,
him develop this relationship with Clem as well. Yeah, like it's
and the way he dies like has very slight variations, but he still does, and you've played the whole game as this guy, and right at the end it's like nope.
It's so clever though the way they do it, because like you're incapacitated and you're essentially I've read a lot about this. You're essentially teaching Clem how to play the game.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the actions that you get her to do right at the end, while Lee's like not able to move, it's essentially the exact same actions you're given at the beginning in episode 1. When you're learning how to control Lee, and it just drives home like this, like handing over of the baton. Like this is now Clem's story, and it's so effective. It's like one of the best moments Telltale's ever crafted in a game. It's so good, and it's really crazy sad.
It's
It's worth playing. Like you might not like The Walking Dead's universe and whatever, but this moment, this moment in that season is so worth it.
That makes me think of Final Fantasy 15. You play that game for so long, hours and hours. Then you get to that one campfire scene. You know what I'm talking about?
God, yeah.
And it's funny because like I enjoyed Final Fantasy 15.
That's right at the end, though, isn't it? It's like even after the credits. I think.
Right at the end. And I played Final Fantasy. I platinumed it, everything. But at no point did I think the game was like a 10 out of 10. Like I enjoyed it, yes. But then when I got to that moment, I was like, the 40, 50 hours I played before this were worth it.
Yeah.
Just for 100%. Like this 1 minute cutscene. Like 100%. Just the build up and everything. You get so attached to those characters, like shit. Like that was worth it.
But it also drove home to me the fact that the main thing I loved about Final Fantasy 15 wasn't actually the story, because I think the story's not that interesting.
It's just there.
It's the relationship between those four characters is so strong and so well conceptualized. And that scene at the end just drives it home. It's like, this wasn't about anything else but the journey of these four characters. Yeah. And it's so
powerful,
special. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy 15... it's a great game.
I'm not saying it's a bad game by any means. But
no, it's not a 10 out of 10 for sure.
At no point did I think it was like a game of the year for me.
But that moment is the moment in that game. Yeah. Like, it is so good.
It's so dumb, because I want to tell people, like, you should play the game just to watch that 1 minute cutscene. Like,
but it's not even worth, like, you can't even YouTube that cutscene.
No.
It won't have the same effect. You need to go through the game with these four characters and experience it. Yeah. It's really good. Games are great. Games are so good because they can affect you on this deep level. They're special.
Yeah,
they're good.
I mean,
really good.
So one other example that comes to mind is the obvious one is Ori.
Oh God, yeah.
That game, it's a platformer.
The beginning tears me up.
Yeah, so there's the beginning, but then you play the whole game. There's no deep narrative or anything, but you get to the end. And when those credits rolled, I had tears in my eyes, because I was like, that was just a beautiful game. Like, there's no other way to explain it. Just the music and visually and just the way it tied up and everything. I was like, there's a reason I'm excited for the second one, because I don't know how they would, but I'm hoping they could replicate that emotion and that feeling somehow. I don't know if they will. Or...
I tell you now, that's part of the reason why I haven't finished it, because I'm at the point where if I play it again, I need to restart it, but I don't want to experience that start again. It's heartbreaking. It's horrible. It's so well done, but it's like you're ready to play this game, and like 30 minutes in, you just like you want to go cuddle a pillow. Yeah, exactly. It's
if
crazy.
It makes you feel better, you can skip that intro.
But I don't want to. Then it's like I don't know why Ori's doing what he's doing. You know?
Oh man.
It's a great game. Yeah. Very good.
Games are great.
Thanks for the questions.
Yeah, thanks. That was a good one. Nice.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for all the questions.
Wow, this has been a long episode. 1 hour 50. Holy shit. But yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. I probably rambled a bit too much about We Happy Few, but
that's fun.
I hope you haven't been burned by that game already. I'm very sorry I couldn't warn anyone beforehand, but that's the nature of contracts.
Yeah.
And NDAs and stuff like that. But yeah, this has been episode 19 of Checkpoint Chat. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you have a good weekend away, Matty.
If I don't freeze to death.
Yeah, and we'll reconvene at the same time next week.
Yeah, this doesn't affect you, the listeners, at all. We'll be back same time, same place.
And I think next episode is going to be episode 20, and we'll maybe have some intro music then. We're busy deciding. We're busy deciding on some stuff.
Yeah. So we'll get some jams in your ears.
So yeah, I'm keen for that. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Felicia.